I have my trusty assistant, George, with me here today. Not interested. Okay. Welcome to this episode of Speed Reviews. I haven't done one of these videos in quite some time. George, no. You're such a cute boy. This is one of my cats, George. Okay, okay, goodbye. So in this type of video, I try to do these every 6 to 8 weeks, but it's been a while. So after I've fully tested a batch of new products that have come into my collection, I've used them with different application methods, different brushes, different tools, etc. I can give you kind of my final thoughts on them because a first impressions video is all well and good, but it definitely helps for me to come back on camera after I've used these products off camera several times to give you my final thoughts. So that's what we're gonna do today. I am going to link all of the products down below in the description box. Everything that is on my face will be in a pinned comment because I probably won't be able to fit all of it in the description box because I have a lot of products to talk about today, okay? You obviously see from the length of this video, it's a long one, so we're gonna do it. Let's do it. So how I do this is I split up the products into 4 major categories, just so you can get kind of an idea, an overview of my general thoughts about them before I deeply talk about each product. So the first category, the top category, is yes, yes, yes. These are products that I really enjoy, that I seem to be reaching for a whole lot. Even if I've done testing them, I do see myself reaching for them in the future. And these are things that I definitely would recommend, of course, depending on your preferences. That is another thing I want to say. This is all just based on my own preference. A lot of this stuff is if it works for me. But of course, I let you know why I like or dislike something so that you can get an idea if it may be right or not right for you. The second category is good, but not great. And these are things that are good, but not great, obviously.
Duh.
Meaning they're not my favorite products. There may be 1 or 2 things about them that just aren't really fitting my preference, or maybe quality-wise or something like that, that is making it not really make the top category. But I still obviously really like the product. The next category is meh. And for meh, these are products that, like, I don't love them, I don't hate them. They're fine, I guess. Again, maybe based on your preferences, you would enjoy them more than me. They're not bad products per se, but I probably won't repurchase them when I'm done using them. And yeah, they're just kind of lukewarm. And then the last category is, it's gonna be a no for me, dog.
It's definitely a no for me, dog. The voice is just not.
These are products that I don't like. I probably am gonna declutter them from my collection. I don't recommend that you spend your money on them. And I just don't like these products. Now, spoiler alert, I really do feel like most of the products that are coming out nowadays are not bad quality. It's very rare that I try something and I'm like, this is absolute crap. But I do want to go through each product, give you my review, and of course, let me know as I'm going through these products what your review is. What are some products you've been loving lately, that you've been reaching for a whole lot? And what are some products that you've tried lately that you've just been like, I wasted my money, I wish I hadn't bought this? Let us know down in the comments. So the first product that I want to mention in the top category, and these are not like ranked within each category, by the way, they're in no particular order within each category. But one of the things I want to mention that I've really been enjoying, I think are really, really good products, are the Fresh Kiss Glossy Lip Balms from ColourPop. They did send these to me in PR. I have 4 colors to talk about and 4 colors/flavors. So I have this berry one, which is really pretty, called Wild Berry. And all of the names are corresponding with the scents that they are. And I think the scents with these are so lovely. Right amount of scent, really, really pleasant scent. We also have Mango Sorbet, which is this kind of light peachy color. We have, these 2 are my favorite, Strawberry Milk. It smells exactly like Nesquik strawberry milk, which for me is very nostalgic because I used to drink strawberry milk all the time. And then this one is Caramel Latte, which this is, I don't use the word dupe very often. It is a very close dupe to the Summer Fridays Iced Coffee Lip Balm. I have both of them And if you had blindfolded me, I mean, I guess the applicator and the packaging is different, but like the actual product, I don't know that I would know the difference. It smells spot on. It feels very similar. So let's talk about the feeling of these. The feeling is very cushiony, very nourishing, kind of right in between texture, not overly thick, not super thin. It's just a really nice lip balm that gives that gloss. So these are perfect purse lip products, if you will, where you can really throw it on with no lip liner. You can throw it on over your lipstick or whatever if you want to add a little moisture, and it adds that shine. So I think these are really, really good. For the price, I think they're really nice. They have a nice soft matte touch for the packaging, and the scents, at least of these 4 that I've tried, are very good. And this is like my favorite type of lip product where you have like a slight tint that's glossy, that's kind of effortless to put on. Oh, I just really love these. Now, I will say the berry one is probably the most pigmented of the ones I have, but it's still not opaque. I would say this is like a medium level pigment, but really nice products. So last year, Kaleidos sent me a really big PR package with a ton, like I think every single product that they offer. It was an enormous PR package. So I have quite a lot of products from Kaleidos that I'm just finally getting my thoughts on now, and I want to mention them. So 3 of their products are coming in at the top category for me because honestly, I've fully enjoyed pretty much everything that they've sent me. I've really, really enjoyed, but I will talk about a few of the things now. So the first thing is their glosses, and I am actually wearing this gloss on my lips right now. This is their Untamed Glow Glossy Lip Glaze. This is in the shade Skinny Dip, which for me is just a really pretty kind of neutral, rosy, nude color. This gloss is one of my favorite gloss formulas I feel like I've ever used. It is super like lightweight on the lips, but not lightweight that I feel like it's going to disappear. It gives a really pretty gloss. It gives a little bit of that medium pigment level. It has a very, very, very fine shimmer particle in there. It's not chunky, I can't feel it, but it just adds that little extra shine. The packaging is very luxurious. The doe foot applicator, it has a perfect amount where you can have one dip to coat your lips. It feels really nourishing on lips. I mean, these glosses are so beautiful. Doesn't feel thick or sticky. They're so beautiful, and I can use this just with a lip liner. Like I don't have to layer another lip product underneath. It has that kind of, again, really mid-level pigment. I mean, gorgeous. They do not have a scent. I guess that's the only thing I would probably change about them is I do enjoy when my lip products have a little bit of a yummy scent, but other than that, this is a beautiful gloss. The shade Skinny Dip in particular is my favorite, but they have so many shades, and I've been really enjoying the glosses a lot from the brand. Another lip product from them that I'm extremely impressed with are their lip clays. I've been hearing content creators talk about Kaleidos lip clays for so many years, and I never like pulled the trigger and bought them myself, but these are my favorite liquid lipsticks my favorite matte liquid lipsticks I've ever used. They are the most unique formula where they do dry down, but they don't feel drying on the lips. I don't know how they do it. They are more of almost like a moussey formula, but they don't feel thick and heavy on the lips. They almost feel like there's nothing on your lips. They dry down, I would say, to almost a completely transfer-proof finish, and then they just feel so comfortable. They are more of that blurred lip look. There's no like harsh line. It blends into the lips again because I think it is that more lightweight formula. The 2 shades that I really enjoy are Dune, which is a really pretty, again, rosy, little deeper nude on me, and then Cognac, which is a red. It's like a deeper red with like a brown undertone. Absolutely beautiful. And this is my #1 liquid lipstick formula. Every liquid lipstick formula I've ever tried eventually dries my lips out, makes my lips feel like crusty, or, I feel like I can feel it on my lips. This one, it's so good. I know so many of you have tried this product before, and so I would love to know what your favorite shades are. I think they sent me almost every single shade that they offer, so again, a huge variety of different shades. But if you are looking for a liquid lipstick, but you don't really normally love liquid lipsticks, how they make your lips feel, I would say try this formula. I really think it's a good one. Something that I've really discovered about myself lately is I really enjoy a buildable blush. I don't really tend to reach for blushes that are super pigmented. I just feel like I have to tread lightly. I have to be a little more careful. It's harder to control. And especially with my skin tone, it can get real clownish real fast. And that's just not the look I'm going for right now. I like to be able to build it up if I want to, but I can sheer it out a little bit more. So I think the Kaleidos powder blushes are really, really good for that. They are a matte blush. They are very buildable. Like, they're not super pigmented, at least the shades that I've used. Again, they sent me, I think, every shade. I did declutter a whole bunch of them that were very light. They have a group of ones that they came out with, their last launch that they came out with, whenever that was, a couple of years ago, where all of the colors were very light, to the point where it's like, it's not gonna show up on me. I'm not even gonna touch it. I'll pass it on to someone else who is a lot fairer than me. But, and a lot of these don't have the shade names on them, but my favorite shade is this one, which I will pop up on the screen. Again, it doesn't say it on here. I'll have to go on their website, but it is just like a really pretty peachy bright blush. I love a peachy blush. I think it just brightens up my complexion, gives life to my face, and it is just a gorgeous, blendable, buildable formula that is effortless to use, gives a good wash of color on the cheeks. Yeah, it's just a really good blush. I really enjoy it. I like the packaging. It's got like lace and cloth kind of feeling. It's really pretty. There's also this one that's like really bright, orangey, corally peach. They have a red blush, which is really nice. Again, I like this because it's not overly pigmented for a red blush. This one is an interesting color. It is more of like a brown, which I have used when I've been wearing like a really bold, bright eye look, and I want that to be the focus. And then this kind of cool tone pink one as well is really pretty. So, but my favorite one is the one that I popped the name up on the screen. But again, if you're looking for a matte blush that is more buildable, blendable, that type of thing, really good formula from Kaleidos. Another lip product that I'm putting in the top category is this one from Ravi Beauty. This is their lip renewal treatment oil. It is in the shade Silk, which is just a clear. This is one of the most nourishing feeling lip oils I've ever used. And this is a good one for nighttime. It reminds me a lot in texture of my favorite lip oil ever, which is the Fenty Skin Cherry Balm lip oil. I'll never know the name of it, but you guys know what I'm talking about. I'll pop up a picture on the screen. But it has no scent and it's completely clear. So I feel like this is perfect for nighttime. Ultra nourishing, a little on the thick side, but I wouldn't say sticky. It's really, really nice. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say besides if you're looking for a really nourishing lip oil that has no scent, that is a little on the thicker side, but not in a sticky way, just like in a donut glazed coating way. This is a really good one. I did get this one sent in PR. Again, going along the same lines as a buildable, blendable, more lightly pigmented blush that I've been really enjoying are the What's Up Beauty Cheek Tear blushes. I have 3 shades. They did send me all 4. When I received them, the lightest shade looked like it was going to be way too light for me, so I ended up passing it along. I am wearing the shade Gentle Genova on my cheeks right now, which is more of like a reddish ketchup tomato color, which, listen, I think can be fun, especially when it's in this format where it is a little more buildable. I feel like it's wearable for me, for what I like. And they are all marbled blushes. They have a very, 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 very slight sheen. It's not even something that you can really see. There's no particles or anything, but I'm not wearing a highlighter today, and you can see there is that little bit of healthiness, a little bit of glow to my cheeks. I also have the shades Serene Sienna, which is a little more peachy pink. Absolutely stunning. We have the shade Relaxed Roma, which is a little more just like neutral pink. Yeah, I love the formula of these blushes. Blendable, buildable, a little bit more of a healthy glow, which I really appreciate. Luxurious packaging, luxurious looking, actual like marbled blush. So again, if you're looking for more of a buildable blush, this is not overly pigmented, but you can build them up. Really enjoy these a lot. I did get those sent in PR, just to let you know. By the way, if I forget, and when I'm popping up close-ups and swatches, I will put the letters PR somewhere on the screen so you know. Another cheek product I want to talk about that I've really been enjoying is the Lethal Cosmetics and Dexter liquid highlighter in the shade Luminol. Love the name, love the theme that it's Luminol. Now, I have no attachment to Dexter as an IP, never seen the show. it's not something that matters to me. I am actually wearing the Dexter eyeshadow palette on my eyes today, by the way. But this liquid highlighter I think is so beautiful, and it is one of the most easy to use liquid highlighters that I've used in a long time. So first of all, this is an insane amount of product. Like, there is so much liquid highlighter in here to the point where I'm never gonna use this up, but it's good. You're getting a lot of product for the price. It is like a pump, which for me is fine. I never ever go, or I shouldn't say never, but I hardly ever go straight onto my face with a liquid product because I'm so scared that I'm going to overdo it. So for me, this is perfect. I just pump it out on the back of my hand, go from my hand onto my face with my fingers. The thing that I really like about this highlighter is it is a colorful highlighter. It has like a blue iridescence to it, but it has no base color. It is just like a iridescent shade. So if I'm looking, I'm not wearing it today, but if I'm looking straight ahead at you, you can't see it until I turn my head, and then you can see that little blue shift, but it's not a stripe of blue. It's just a gorgeous formula. It's also extremely blendable. It doesn't lift off whatever's underneath, which I feel a lot of liquid highlighters do. You have time to put it on your face. It doesn't dry down super fast, which a lot of liquid highlighters do. It's just extremely easy to work with. It has a beautiful, beautiful effect on the skin that I find to be really unique. Another thing that's going in the top category is the Clionadh Cosmetics and Bad to the Brow, which is Millie here on YouTube, one of my friends that did a collab. The whole collab was absolutely beautiful, but this is something I'm just mentioning here. This is the Shine On Shimmer Shadow Enhancer. So it is like not a NYX glitter primer, but it's kind of a substitute for a NYX glitter primer where you can put this on underneath your shimmer shadows to make them pop, to help with fallout, to help them adhere to your lid longer, etc. But I think this is really nice. She really created this for those with hooded eyes because Millie has hooded eyes. And with the NYX glitter primer, it is quite thick. So if you suffer from creasing or anything like that, it's not really the best option. This is an ultra thin glitter primer, and it comes on a doe foot, so you can just literally put it right onto your lid. And it is recommended for like smaller particle shimmers, not a thick, chunky, not a glitter or like a chunkier metallic. It's more for those like thinner, smoother metallics like Clionadh has. I've been reaching for this so much. I really enjoy it. It is just a little lighter on the lid in terms of feeling than the NYX glitter primer, because like I said, the NYX glitter primer is a little bit chunkier, but is a little bit thicker, which I like the NYX glitter primer as well. But I think this is a really nice option if you want something that's a little more lightweight, a little... Sorry, my cat is chasing his tail and making squeaking noises. Anyway, this is really good if the NYX glitter primer is too thick for you, and I've been reaching for it a lot. I think it's phenomenal. I really enjoy it. I've been looking for a liquid liner that is brown, that actually looks brown, that doesn't look black, that doesn't look red, which I like the Fenty Beauty Fly Liner in, I forget what it's called, in Big Truffle, but it is a very warm brown to the point where it almost looks red, and I like that for some looks, but I've been looking for just a brown liquid liner that has a brush tip, and I've found it. I am loving this liquid liner from Lawless. It's the Easy Eyes Ultra Precise Liquid Liner in the shade Cocoa. I actually did get this from Angelica Nyqvist. One of the times I went to visit her, I went through her like PR that she wants to give away or that she's looking to let people go through, and I found this in it and I use it, and I've been using it weekly ever since. Like I said, it is a true brown. It is not a reddish brown. It's not black. It looks like brown on the eyes. Because it's a brush tip, it's extremely easy to use. So yeah, fully recommend this if you're looking for something like that. It is matte, like it dries down to a matte finish. It stays put. It's a great liquid liner. I've been loving it. So something that I have been really enjoying lately, I do find like my preferences have been kind of shifting, and I think it's due to a couple of things. I think because the weather is colder, my skin has been running a little more dry. I've been oily forever, and I think because my skin has been running dry, and as I'm aging, I'm getting more fine lines, and the dryness adds to the fine lines. I've been really going for a light almost no makeup look, like really not wearing a lot of eye makeup, just using complexion products that are hydrating, very lightweight, light coverage. Salt New York is a brand that I've been reaching for their products so much. I did first discover them, well, I've been hearing about them from Samantha Ravindall for years, but I first used their products when I went to Creators and Friends last spring, and I was gifted a lot of the things in PR from that trip because they were part of the trip. So like their concealer, their foundation balm, their bronzer, their blushes, their highlighter, they all come in square cream pans like this. And I've been reaching for them so much. And they came out with new products. These are the mood lighting balms. So they are basically like a highlighter and a blush hybrid, kind of a glowy, pearlized blush balm, and these are so beautiful. You can use them on your lips and your cheeks as well. I have the shades light, medium, and deep. All three of these work for me. I do prefer the shade medium overall. I do feel like it's this one right here is the most like fitting to my preferences of what I like on my skin tone. The cream products from Salt New York are very buildable. They're not overly pigmented, and they are easy to build up, and they're just giving you a beautiful wash of color, that little bit of shine, that healthy glow to the skin, and it looks almost like no makeup because it's a balm, so it just looks a little more lightweight on the face. It doesn't look cakey on the face. Honestly, I've been really enjoying their products, and I've really been enjoying these new mood lighting balms. They are so gorgeous. They're so incredibly gorgeous. So I fully recommend the brand, and I did get these ones sent in PR as well. Going along with the same theme of I've been really enjoying more of like a hydrating light-ish base. This foundation is one that I've been reaching for all winter, and I did get it sent to me in PR last year, and I didn't really get a ton of use out of it, but again, I think as the weather is cold, I mean, I live in Florida, you guys, it's not that cold, but it's cold, like I feel it in my skin. I definitely feel the dryness. So anyway, it's the Smashbox Halo Healthy Glow All-in-One Tinted Moisturizer. I did get sent the shade Light in PR, but I do feel like it's a smidgen too light for me, so I bought the shade Light Medium, and Light Medium is way too deep for me, so I do mix them together. I do like 75% light, 25% light medium, and that is what I'm wearing on my face today. I do feel like it's just a gorgeous, really nice tinted moisturizer. It has more of a high light coverage, if you will, so it does give me an evenness to my skin. But you still can see my redness and my acne poking through, which again, I don't mind. I think it's more natural looking, you know, than a medium to full coverage foundation, which just hasn't been my thing lately. I don't know. It says that it's a dewy finish. I don't know that I would call it overly dewy, but it's definitely not, matte. It's little, yeah, I would say it's kind of between a satin and a dewy. I don't feel like it's greasy on the skin. I don't feel like it's too much. Now, would I be wearing this in the dead of summer if I'm gonna be outdoors all day? Probably not, But for this time of year where I'm indoors most of the time, it works great for me. I actually wore this on my face, but I did put something else on my chin, which I will get to later. I powder my T-zone, and I think it looks really nice. I do definitely have to powder like my smile lines and my forehead lines, because if I don't, it will start to sink into those lines, but I mean, that's most foundations for me anyway. So yeah, fully enjoy this if you're looking for not like overly dewy, but definitely a more light coverage, hydrating finish. It's been really nice. A really good tinted moisturizer. I know I said these aren't ranked, but I will say this next product is my favorite product I've tried so far this year. I am very tempted to get more shades. Every time I use it, I'm like, oh, this looks so beautiful. I'm in love with this formulation, and I really enjoy this color as well. So it is the Natasha Denona High Blush Cream Cheek Duo. When I tell you this is probably in my top 3 favorite cream formulas. I think it is just the most beautiful, effortless finish, and I have tried Natasha Denona cheek products before, and I think she does cheek products so well, both her powder products and her cream products. And I have tried her cream blushes before in her like you know, the Glam Face and Eye palette or whatever, those ones were a lot more dry of a consistency. This one is definitely got that hydration to it, but it's not shiny on the cheeks. It's not like wet looking on the cheeks. It is just the most effortlessly blendable cream blush. There's no patchiness to it. You can go really in with your brush and get onto your cheeks, and it's not overdone, but you can sheer it out as well. This is the color Simply Shy, by the way, which I think is described as a coral. It's beautiful. And then this cream highlighter, stunning, stunning. I use my fingers to apply it, pop in, pop onto my cheeks, effortlessly ends up just kind of blending. I will say that this highlighter is not overly shiny. It is a little bit more like lit from within glow, but I love that. It is just the easiest to work with type of cream products that I've tried in a long time. So the blush actually does give like an opaque layer. It's not a sheer coverage, but it's just so beautiful. It's just so beautiful. I want more shades. It's very expensive though. So do I need more shades? Probably not, but man, this is a gorgeous product. And it's so interesting. There's been quite a few videos of mine that I've looked back on recently, and I've been like, what blush am I wearing? And I look in the description box, and it's that blush. It just looks so beautiful. This video is called a speed reviews video, but I'm not being very speedy about this. So I'm gonna try to be a little speedier, okay? I just have a lot to say. So the next category is good but not great. So these are things I like, but there are certain things about them that I don't love. Let's talk about the new products from Simply Posh Cosmetics that came out in their Snow Angel collection. So they came out with an eyeshadow palette. They also came out with glosses and liquid blushes. So both of these products I'm going to put in the good but not great category. The glosses are absolutely beautiful on the lips, and I think the colors are beautiful. They are these like pretty pinky nudes, peachy nudes. I mean, I think the color is phenomenal. I really like the packaging. I love a Fat Daddy doe foot applicator. It's just really nice to use. The actual finish is very unique. It's more of a balmy feeling gloss. It almost reminds me of the Unearthly Cosmetics glosses, where it's not like overly shiny or overly glossy. It doesn't feel sticky on the lips. It feels very comfortable on the lips. But the thing that really is knocking this down for me is the scent. It is very heavily scented to the point where once it's on my lips, it tastes like perfume. It's not like a soft, yummy scent. Even though it says that it's vanilla scented, I don't smell vanilla. It tastes like I put perfume in my mouth. That's the only reason I'm putting it down here. Otherwise, it would be in the top because I love how they look. I can't get past the scent, personally. And the taste mostly. And then when it comes to the liquid blushes, again, I think the colors are really pretty. I am not one really for a very pink purple blush. It's just not something that I really love on myself. And I know every time I say stuff like that, people say, oh, but it looks really good on you. No, I understand that, but I really have certain tones that I just feel really good in, or that make me like just feel more confident, and pinks and purples, cool tone pinks and purples just aren't it for me. I'll wear them occasionally just for fun, but it's not something that like I'm loving. This color is a little more up my alley because it is a little more on the warm side, but these are very, very pigmented, very pigmented. And like I've already been saying this whole video, I just don't prefer something that's overly pigmented, but if you are looking for a very pigmented matte blush, these are really good. I'm just gonna go ahead and talk about the DD Signature liquid blushes because I feel the exact same way about these. They're just extremely pigmented. I do really love, especially these two shades that are, a little more on the warm side. Nude Petal is beautiful on my skin tone because it is a little more of a light peach. Then we have Peachy Glow, which is a little deeper of a peach, still works really well. And then Lilac Mist, again, is more of a pink with a purple undertone. Not my favorite, but I can wear it with certain looks. But these are just very pigmented, and that's fine. For other people, you may be looking for that, and if you are, I think these are nice. Just for my preference, I don't love how pigmented they are. They're just a little harder to work with for me. But the thing I do like about these that isn't really offered, at least what I've seen, is I don't really see a pigmented liquid blush that has a dewy finish. And these do have a dewy finish. So if that's something you're looking for, I think these are very unique to the market. I did get all the Simply Posh stuff and this scent in PR. All right, so what I'm wearing on my chin today is the Milani Conceal and Perfect Blur Out Skin Tint Stick. I have mine in the shade 07, which is light medium. So first of all, I will say, this does run light, because I'm not really usually a light medium in the wintertime. I can usually be a light medium in the summertime when I have more of a tan. So I would say go a little bit like darker of a shade than you think you need, because they do run light. The shade light medium, I think it's light medium neutral, yeah. It matches me absolutely perfectly, almost to the point where it's like I put it on, and if I look away and look back at the mirror, I don't even know that I put it on my face. It's a perfect match for me. So if you find that you're similar to me, this might be a good shade. This I like. Let me tell you the things I like about it and things that I don't like about it. So I like how it is, because it is a stick formula, you can get ultra precise. I don't really have that many stick foundations. I don't know that I think I used the Makeup Forever stick foundation way back in the day, where it's so easy to get a very targeted application. So if I want this just on my chin, I can just literally draw it onto my chin and it stays right there. Whereas like a liquid foundation, it ends up spreading out past the point of where you put it on your face. You know what I'm saying? So really easy to get that targeted application, really easy to control how much product you put on your face. And it is very blendable. It's not tuggy, it's not dry. It is just really easy to blend on the skin. I've used a brush, I've used a sponge, and both applications work great for me. I would say the only kind of downside is the finish. It is claiming to be a matte finish, and it is a matte finish. So I can't be really mad about it. Again, it's not a bad product because it's claiming to be a matte finish. It's just not really in my preference right now. So that's the only reason it's coming in here, is it's not really the finish I'm looking for. I do feel like when I put this on my face and I wear it for a little bit, you know, a couple hours, few hours, it does start to kind of look funny around my nose, a little cakey around my nose, my smile lines, my chin. It is a little cakey looking, but it feels very lightweight on the skin, which is nice. That's something that I do like about it. But the finish is just a little too matte for what I like right now. Of course, I'm going to use this into the summer, and maybe I will enjoy it a little more there. But I do like to put it on my chin because my chin gets very, very oily and it gets broken out. So that Smashbox tinted moisturizer, it can be a little too dewy for my chin area. So I do like to put this just in my chin area. So it's a good product if you're looking for a stick foundation that has a matte finish. A product I want to talk about here is the Unearthly Cosmetics Metallic Lipsticks. These are, like, the actual packaging feels so luxurious. Like, I could hurt somebody with this. If I threw this across the room at them, they would have a bruise, a mark, a cut. Like, these are weapon-like. That's how heavy they are. Really, really nice packaging. It has a magnetic closure, which I always love in a lipstick, especially for the sake of putting it in your purse. And they came out with several different metallic shades. I got sent 4 of them in PR, and I think these are so beautiful on the lips. They are just a metallic look that is so unique. A lot of brands haven't done this in a really long time. It was popular in the 90s, and I just think it's a fun little element to add to your makeup if you want to add something fun and different to your look. The only reason I guess these aren't going at the very top is just they're metallic lipsticks. They're not like lipsticks I'm gonna reach for all the time, but I do have fun wearing them and I enjoy wearing them a lot. I like all 4 shades that I have. I've worn them all. And I would say on the lips, they feel comfortable. They're not the most comfortable lipsticks. It's not like wearing a lip balm, but I will say something really good about these is they're incredibly long wearing. I wore one of these. I put them on in the morning, like I put it on in the morning. I went about my I'm talking entire day. I ate, I drank, I talked, and at the end of the day, the lipstick was still on my lips and it still looked good. It didn't look like it was crusty or, you know, wearing off in weird places. They wear really gracefully and they are just really pretty. And they don't really have a scent to them, which I appreciate. Some of Unearthly's lip products, I don't love the scent of them. They smell like gin and tonic to me. They're not meant to be gin and tonic, but that's what they smell like to me. But these don't have a scent, so I appreciate that. Yeah, if you're looking for metallic lipstick and you want something that's pretty long wearing, I would say these are really good. Something that I bought myself, this is the NYX Lip IV Hydrating Gloss Serum. And I do believe these are, wait a second, let me.
A few moments later.
Yeah, so on here it doesn't say it, but on Ulta's website, it is marketed as a gloss stain. I don't really see the stain. Like, I've tried this, I've put it on my lips and I've let it sit for a while and wipe it off, and it doesn't really leave behind a stain, but I'm kind of gonna say the same thing I said about the Unearthly lipsticks. This wears incredibly long, especially for a lip gloss. It's a lip serum, but it does have a glossiness to it. It doesn't dry down completely or anything like that. I will say, I don't really love even the initial look of these. I do feel like it's not the most opaque, even layer, and it may be that I just got a shade that's a little too deep. This is the shade Hydra Honey. It just isn't like super even. And if a color is this deep and it is a glossy color, I want it to be even. And it just never really looks completely even on my lips. I guess that's my only complaint. I do feel like it is a really pretty, almost like it's a very pigmented lip gloss liquid lipstick hybrid, and it is extremely long wearing, I will say that. But staining, I didn't really notice a stain action with this. So I don't know. I wouldn't go into this expecting a very big stain situation. All right, and then the last product in this category that I want to mention are the ColourPop and Twilight New Moon Multichrome shadow sticks. I actually really like these. So I like these more than the initial ones I've tried from the Winx collab collection that they came out with. I felt like those ones were definitely more sheer. You weren't getting like a fully opaque shadow with those. I feel like these three definitely have more opacity to them. I feel like the shift is pretty apparent. Now, does this look like a single shadow from Cleona or a single shadow or even a shadow from an indie palette that's a multichrome like from Unearthly or Bella Beauté Bar? No. But these are at a much more affordable price point, so I'm sure the ingredients that are being put into this versus those are not quite the same. But I actually really enjoyed the looks I created with this in conjunction with the eyeshadow palette. So I didn't use this as a one and done shadow all over my lid. I use it more like building out the mattes in my crease, putting this in like kind of the inner half of my lid, maybe even taking a shimmer from the palette to like add to the shininess. So having this sort of peek out, and I thought it was absolutely gorgeous. I created quite a few looks with these and I really enjoyed all of them. So I would say if you're looking for an affordable kind of pop to your look where you can get that shift, you're not gonna get an ultra shiny, super shifty look, but it is a really pretty kind of subtle multi-chrome look that I really enjoyed. I thought they were really nice. I got this whole collection sent to me in PR. I was very thankful for that. And I originally bought the eyeshadow palette and didn't buy these. I wasn't planning on buying these based on my experience with the last set of multi-chrome eyeshadow sticks from them, but I'm really glad I was sent them because I really enjoy them. I'm not putting them at the top because they're not like the most magnificent things. They're not wowing me. It's not something I'm gonna reach for all the time, but I think for the price point and the fact that they've improved them, I gotta give them props for that. All right, now we're in the meh category. So these are things that like, I don't know, they're fine. But when I'm done, now that I'm done testing them, I'm kind of just, you know, it's whatever. Okay, so the first one I want to talk about is the Maybelline Lifter Sticks Multi-Use Face Stick. So this is what I'm wearing today as bronzer. The thing I don't like about this is the color. It is just way too orange, way too warm for my preference. I think the blendability is quite nice. Like this is one of the few products, like cream products, that I feel comfortable drawing straight onto my skin and then blending out. And in fact, I think it works better that way because the pigment level is pretty low. Like going from my hand onto my brush or even from the product onto my brush, it's hard to build up at least to what I want. So I feel like it's pretty easy to just blend it straight from my skin. And I do feel like the blendability is really nice. Now, this is a multi-use stick. I got the shade 55. I originally got a slightly lighter shade and it just was way too light to use as a bronzer. They are also advertising this as a foundation stick. I don't know how this would be as a foundation stick. I feel like it just wouldn't be the best because it works as a bronzer really well because it has that opacity to it. I feel like it would just be kind of I don't know. I feel like it would be kind of weird as a foundation. It's like, let me know if you picked this up and used it as concealer or foundation. Let me know your experience. But mostly it's just, this shade is just not something that like I really want to use as a bronzer. It's way too orange. And the shade under it was way too light. The next shade up was going to be way too dark. So it's just not something that I really want to reach for. I've been testing it quite a lot, but it's not something I really will be reaching for. So these are the matte lipsticks that come in the ColourPop and New Moon collection. I think they're called the Power Pout lipsticks. So I have both shades, Jake and Vampire Royalty. Both shades are absolutely beautiful. I think the shades are really pretty, a red and like a deeper brown. And they came with lip liners. I'm not gonna review the lip liners because they're the usual lip liners I've known from the brand forever. So, and I really like those lip liners. But this is a new formula to me. I've never tried their matte lipsticks before. I will say I don't love how these wear. I wore the red one on Valentine's Day. The first hour, it looked really nice. And then after that, it started to wear away in the middle of my lips, giving that great look that we all know from a matte lipstick. It just wore off so quickly from the inner part of my lips, and it did not look great. It's also pretty drying. So for me, it's not a product I want to reach for. It doesn't feel good on the lips. It only looks good for the first hour, and then after that, it doesn't look good. So it's not something I really recommend, but I will say the colors are really, really pretty. So you kind of have to make your own decision on that. I prefer like the Kaleidos lip clays. If I want a matte lip that's bold, I'm gonna reach for those over these. So yeah, not my favorite formula. Another lip formula that I'm not crazy about, but I don't think it's a bad product necessarily, are the new Milani Keep It Full Glossy Plumping Balms. I went in, and maybe this is just my expectations. I went into this thinking it was going to be like the Tarte Maracuja Juicy Lip Plumps. They're not. They're not. This is not like that at all. It is a click up stick, but it's balmy. It literally feels like a lip balm. There's not a lot of shine, and it just feels kind of heavy and almost like I put Vaseline on my lips. That's exactly what it feels like to me. It doesn't feel like super glidey. It doesn't feel like shiny at all whatsoever. It just feels kind of heavy, like I put wax on my lips, if I'm gonna be honest. Now, it does look pretty, like it does look pretty in the end, but the feeling is not great. This is not plumping. There's no plumping action. It's not even a minty plumping action. It just feels like a standard balm. And I kind of read a little deeper into the description online, and it basically is saying like, if you use it over time, your lips will look more moisturized and plump. Well, it's like, yeah, I mean, that's a lip balm. That's any lip balm, right? So I think they're using the word plumping very loosely. So, I mean, that could be a good thing for you. Maybe you hate any sort of plumping feeling in your lip products and you want just like a balmy, very lightly pigmented lip product. This is in the shade Puff, by the way. It's like a really pretty pink. It's just not my favorite. I don't think it's bad, but I was expecting something a little different. And then the last thing in this category, again, I am reviewing this very lightly in this category because I didn't pick up the correct shade for myself, but let me tell you what my thinking was. So this is from Alamar Cosmetics. I bought this last year. This is the Viva Las Chicas Cheek Palette. And I remember seeing them launch this and I was very intrigued because it's a trio that has a cream base that you're supposed to put underneath the blush, then a blush, like a powder blush, and then a highlighter, a powder highlighter. So I actually really preferred the blush color of the medium tan. I'm not medium tan. Obviously, I'm light, for sure, light medium if anything. So I know I got the shade that's a little too deep for me. I will start off by saying that. But my thinking was, I was thinking maybe I can use this as a cream bronzer, then I can use the other two products as intended. Because I don't see myself using like a cream base for my blush. It's just an extra step that I don't personally need. Like I already have foundation as my cream liquid base, if that makes sense. So I was hoping to use this as a bronzer, and it definitely does not work for me as a bronzer. It is way, way, way too pink, which is just not a color that I prefer in my bronzers. So, you know, apart from this, I'm gonna take this part out because I'm not using it as intended. I do feel like the blush is way too pigmented for me. way too pigmented to the point where it's like, I don't really like this on me. But again, this is a medium tan, so keep that in mind. If you are medium tan, you may have a completely different experience. So let me know if you've used this and you are medium tan, how do you feel about it? Or adversely, if you are my skin tone and you got the shade lighter than this, is the blush still pigmented? Let me know. And then finally, this highlighter I don't like. It is chunks of glitter. Straight up chunks of glitter. And I don't mind a glittery highlighter or like a highlighter that has sparkle, but this is just like no base color at all, chunks of glitter. Not a look that I like. So I don't love this, but I'm not putting this in the no category because again, I didn't even get the appropriate shade for myself and I kind of wanted to use it in a way that's not even intended, one of the products. So keep that in mind. Those are my thoughts. All right, I have two products in the it's gonna be a no from me dog category. One of them is purely preference and the other one is I just don't think it's a good product. Okay, so the first one, which is just preference, is I don't really love these blush, what are they called? Blush butters from Cosmic Beauty. For a couple of reasons. So these ones came in the Sinister Mystery Box. They have now sold them individually on the website, so it's not a mystery anymore. I feel that I can just open them up. So first of all, this color, they don't have the colors written on them, so I don't even know what the colors are. But this is the lightest one. It is just extremely white-based pink, so it does not work for me. I don't like how this looks at all. If you're ultra fair, maybe it would work better for you. And then the other shade that I don't really love is this purple one. I wore it the other day and I absolutely hated how it looked. Like on camera, it actually looked really nice, but in person, it just looked ridiculous on me. And not even the color necessarily, it just was not like blended nicely. It looked patchy, it looked ridiculous. I don't know how else to explain it. This color, the middle color, which I don't know the name, this one, this piece of hair, cat hair, let me get that out here. Actually, don't mind this color. It's nice. It's not like my favorite color, but it is more of like a reddish pink. So this one is the color that works the best for me. So they're described as a blush butter. I think butter is the perfect name. It feels like putting butter on my face. It's very greasy. It's very dewy. It's a little hard to control, but it's not even. I just don't really like the formula. I don't like the colors that were offered. So that's just where I'm at. It could be I think it is a preference thing because maybe you like a really dewy look to your cheeks, but I just felt like it was really hard to work with and really just like butter. It felt like butter on my cheeks. And then the last product I want to talk about, this, don't waste your money. And you can't even buy it anymore anyway, it was limited edition, but I wasted my money. And this is the NYX Buttermelt Face Palette. Now I should have known better, okay? I should have known better because I have bought singles of these and I don't really like the singles. So why did I buy this? Because I was at Ulta and I was perusing and I saw it and I was like, well, that's kind of cute. It was Christmas time. I was feeling the spirit. Okay, so this is the face sculpting palette. I think this only comes in two colorways. I got the colorway, I don't know what colorway. It's the lighter of the two, okay? There's a bronzer and two blushes. These blend atrociously, meaning they don't blend. They're patchy. They've got glitter particles in them. The bronzer, now, I've talked about this before. The Buttermelt bronzers from NYX have a very strong pink undertone. Now, looking at it in the pan, I didn't think. I was looking at it going, actually, it doesn't look that pink. It looks pink on me. Pink. It's in the shade Sooner the Butter. No, All Butted Up. I do like the names. All Butted Up. Okay, so no. The blushes, oh my goodness. Patchy, clinging to my foundation, not able to blend it out. Again, sparkle particles, no, not good, just not good. All right, and that is it for this Speed Reviews video. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know your thoughts on any of the products I talked about today. Are they products that you've tried? Do you agree with my review? Do you disagree? Whatever it is, let me know. Are there things on this list that you haven't tried that you're looking forward to trying? Have I deterred you from trying them? Have I excited you about trying them? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know down in the comments. And I will, of course, see you in another video very soon. Bye.